Toastmasters.
Good morning.
And yes, some of you know that in the past year, since past year, I've been part of the district leadership. A part of the trio which kind of looks over what is going on in the entire district. And I served as a club growth director last year. This year I'm serving as a program quality director. But I wanted to take this opportunity to share what I learned in the past year in this journey as the club growth director. It has been a tremendous opportunity and a huge, huge, huge learning experience for me, with some mostly very pleasant experiences, and then there are situations which are hard to handle. Why I decided to run for the district officer role. I have been in the club in Toastmasters for 6 years, and I am a person who constantly looking for trouble, if that is what you may say. Because I feel that with the trouble, with the challenges that I pose myself, I have better opportunity to learn and develop. And being a part of the district not just gave me an opportunity to learn, but I felt what Toastmaster has given me as an organization, it was also time for me to give back and share what I can and help the district and or the organization as a whole. So a lot of different skill sets I wanted to develop, because after all, Toastmaster is an organization where leaders are made. And that was my goal, that I become a better leader. Before I ran for the election, if you know the top 3 positions and the division director, they are elected positions in the district. I was said, you're fine, you will just be east of 85, you'll be managing Georgia. What I did not know was what the map of Georgia looked like. When I became the club growth director and decided to look at the map of Georgia and the part which District 14 is, if you see whatever is inside the green line, that is District 14 in Georgia, east of 85, almost 1,000 square miles. From Metro Atlanta region to Augusta to Savannah to Columbus, everything is in District 14. And as a club growth director for this region, my role was to build and support new clubs. My role as the club growth director was to ensure that I grow the district, that I grow Toastmaster as an organization, and of course at the same time strengthen existing clubs. Because we do have a lot, in fact, majority of clubs in the district, they struggle. They struggle in terms of education. They have a lot of different challenges that they are facing. Sometimes they feel burnt out, sometimes they want to give up. As the club growth director with my team, I had to ensure that they don't give up, that we provide them the resources and source to go on, to go ahead and succeed. That was one of my responsibilities. And of course, no organization, although this is a non-profit organization, it needs money to run. And all that money is coming from all the dues that is getting collected from the members. So I had to make sure that the dues are getting paid so that we can run the district and keep reaching out to more people and giving them the benefit of the organization. At the beginning of the year, just like club has goals and we want to become President's Distinguished, our district also have a goal to become President's Distinguished. And I just wanted to give a quick snapshot of what it meant for us to be President's Distinguished. It meant wherever we started at the beginning of the year, we had to increase our membership and new clubs by 8%. Now you do the math, because we started with over 3,000 members, and we had 141 clubs in the beginning. So what that meant as a goal for the district to grow, that was my responsibility. We were Select Distinguished District the past year. We did very well. We were one of the few districts in North America. I think one of the 5 districts out of there are like 50 districts in North America that were distinguished or better. So we did really well. And what it meant in the beginning of the year for us to be distinguished was to increase our club by 6 over base, and membership payment just by 170 over base, which seems very easy for a big district. district like this. How difficult can it be to start 6 new clubs and get 170 more members in the state of Georgia, right? I thought so too. But if you have looked at Toastmasters, as an organization, there's an attrition rate of 45% every year. We lose 45% of Toastmasters members across the world every year. That just made my job a little more difficult than what I initially thought. At the beginning of past year and throughout the year, our district lost over 1,000 members for different reasons. They had to move on, they have to move to a different city, whatever different reasons. 5 clubs did shut down. So now you see it's not 170. Now my goal was to increase the membership by 1,170. And instead of 6 clubs, now I had to start 11 new clubs. That was my role. My life as a club road director. One day I was getting 5 emails in my mail. Next day it jumped up to 30 emails in my inbox every day. From all over the district asking questions that I can help with. They want to start a new club, they want to help a club, and so much and so forth. In the past year, I noted down, I have driven over 4,000 miles in the state of Georgia. And mind you, everything was not paid for. Some of this gas came out of my pocket too. But I had to travel everywhere, all over my district to make sure that we are providing the support that everybody needs. I had to travel to international convention at Chicago. I had to go to Florida for mid-year training. And this is apart from my regular job as a scientist, which is no less than 50 hours a week.
That's right.
So a lot of questions, people often ask me, when do you sleep? And I say never. I learned to sleep with my eyes open. That's what happened over the past year. I don't know how I did it, but I can sleep with my one eye closed and the other eye still replying to Toastmaster emails. And I kept asking for my paycheck, but it never came. Because this is a volunteer organization. Whatever role we are taking, we are servant leaders, we are volunteering, we are just here as all of us trying to grow our leadership skills and help everybody become a better leader and speaker. So that paycheck never came. If this was done by a professional who had an MBA degree, I don't think then Toastmaster could have afforded that person. So we have to appreciate how everybody comes together in volunteer organization and take up the role to make everything, to make ourselves better and everybody else better too. What I learned during my journey is I had to work with people from different personalities and background. And I really mean different personalities and background. When you're working in one company, you still tend to have similar skill set that you're working with. But when you're working in Toastmaster, you have an engineer in one room, you have a scientist in the same room, you have a business personnel in the same room with different personalities and mindset. But you have to bring all of them together and work with them. My position just lasts for 1 year. That means within that 1 year, I had to learn my role, I had to execute and deliver the results at the end where we are at Select Distinguished District. And that's not just for us, that's for everybody who is taking these roles up. So it's very, very difficult and challenging. Everyone is volunteering. You cannot fire anybody. You have to ask everybody. That adds to the challenge. And we have a limited budget, not a whole lot of money. I got to work with many different organizations and communities. In fact, I interacted with over 30 organizations in person. Sit down with their leadership team, trying to find out what they're expecting from Toastmasters and how we can help them. Out of that, we only started 10 new clubs. So you can see, everything is not, it's not a bed of roses. We have to really work really hard to even grow our district by this much. Receiving evaluation as a leader was really interesting for me because I expected that we all evaluate in Toastmasters to motivate, to become better. But when you are in the limelight, when you are the district leader, it's often that failure is not an option. The feedback that we receive from the district on us often becomes a little more venting. That, hey, this should have been right, this should have been better. But what I'm trying to tell everybody is, we are just trying to learn here like all of you in the room. So mistakes do happen. Things were not perfect. And that only with the motivation from everybody in the district, we will learn and get better. One thing I realized is that all of us, including me, we do like the progress. But it's very difficult for us to make that change. I'm in my own comfort zone where I like things in certain way. But for me to make a progress as a leader in the district and to bring everybody forward, I had to change myself. I had to change mindset of a lot of people, and that's not easy. And I learned that leadership, that's why, can be hard, but extremely fulfilling. Because then at the end of the year, you do see change. You do see people's growth. You see people are coming up. And if all the things you do are done with love, your life will be a beautiful journey. And that is the main lesson I learned over the past year, because I have extreme love for this organization. With all the people I have met, or not just the past year, but for the past 6 years of my life, the moments that we have shared, the things that we have shared and learned, it just makes the journey so much worthwhile. So I have never had a more enriching and fulfilling experience than being the club road director last year of District 14. And I'm even more excited to have another more year as a program quality director, where now I really get to work on the education program of the district and make sure everybody succeeds in their individual journey. So, thank you, and I'm looking forward to my journey.